Make room for a brand new year and a brand new room. Cozy up with HomeDepot.com for up to 30% off select mattresses and mattress essentials. From pillow top to plush, medium firm to memory foam. Waking up to a wonderful new mattress is the perfect way to make your new bed and your new year. Up to 30% off select mattresses and mattress essentials from HomeDepot.com. How doers get more done. Online only, free delivery on select items $45 or more. Visit HomeDepot.com for more information. Make room for a brand new year and a brand new room. Cozy up with HomeDepot.com for up to 30% off select mattresses and mattress essentials. From pillow top to plush, medium firm to memory foam. Waking up to a wonderful new mattress is the perfect way to make your new bed and your new year. Up to 30% off select mattresses and mattress essentials from HomeDepot.com. How doers get more done. Online only, free delivery on select items $45 or more. Visit HomeDepot.com for more information.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
you have smoked yourself retarded.
Here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
216. I'm sure that's an area code or something somewhere. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron. Welcome back.
Yeah.
We almost forgot to start the show.
Yeah.
We just got off on a bunch of tangents earlier.
Yeah.
So
props to Sky's the Limit. Some prepackaged pre-rolls I got from my local dispensary.
How does that work? I mean,
got the
usually,
hybrid. It came with two in a...
Can I see that?
Yeah.
Box? Because usually you get PRs. They are the loose stuff that's left over from them, packaging up the bud.
No, this is from this looks like a third-party manufacturer.
Yeah, this is straight.
Box these up.
It's got a barcode on it.
Yeah.
Quality tested. Organic hemp paper. Oh.
That's one thing I'm liking now is I've seen a lot of the regulation that I used to see when I went out west for work has come to Michigan. So you know what you're getting now. Stuff's tested.
Right. Because as the business grows larger, then, you can have more, you're going to have more universal regulations for your product because you want to sell it to as many states as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's what gives California so much power because it's such an economy of its own. It's like what percentage of the U.S. economy?
Well, I don't think that's what everybody realizes.
When you have regulations,
the entire West Coast now.
Well, right, but I'm just saying, California, if you have regulations for anything, it usually affects nationwide because nobody wants to custom tailor their product for just delivery to California.
Correct.
If California says I can't put blah in my paint anymore, then I have to take it out to all of my distributors across the country. Otherwise, it's going to be more expensive to produce two products. So yeah, we're going to see a lot more of actual, what would you call it, non-local
cannabis regulation, national cannabis regulation.
We're going to see it homogenized. We'll be able to talk about products that are readily available to users all across the nation. Instead of, hey, this is what we found at our local dispensary. STL is the brand. Oh, Sky's the Limit. It says underneath it. Hybrid. Oh, I see. I was looking for what it was.
They're out of indica.
There's a little sticker on it that says Gorilla Glue number 4. It's weighed out as 1 gram. And was that one joint?
It's 2.
It was 2. So it was.
Pre-party earlier without you.
How dare you? So it was 2 half-gram joints. That's pretty decent.
Yes. And they came in the raw. Well, yeah, they did. The raw filter cones.
Oh, yeah, that is.
What a world. Again, if time travel existed, going back to 18-year-old me, dude, hold on, 20 years, shit is going to bust wide open.
You'll be buying it with your credit card.
Yeah. You can order it through your cell phone. Wait, that thing in the bag that my dad has in his car?
Well,
wait, that's a whole other conversation.
That is, speaking of California, I guess they are finalizing their, let me pull the story up real quick. Give me a sec. there's new regulations coming into play in California. And part of that is deciding upon delivery, which it sounds like this is going to be part, if this passes, if the language passes in this current legislation, it's actually going to allow them to, it's going to allow for delivery. I mean, this probably depends on your local area as well. Just like any of this dispensary stuff or legalized cannabis. Those local communities are saying, not in my backyard. But, yeah.
So as soon as it's regulated for, they get the delivery system popping in California, I mean, it's over.
Well,
they're gonna have Uber Weed. You got Uber Eats.
That's what I was
Uber Weed.
That's what I was just gonna say. You know,
oh look, Budsy. Remember that shit that advertising and podcast? That's what that shit is. Mm-hmm. That's what that.
Right. So if they're able to actually
just push a button, weed
do
shows
this all
up.
across California,
I want to cry.
Right. And in that case, it's more like a proving ground for like, hey, this works. And
so what are the hipsters now going to be like? I smoked weed before it was legal.
It's like, but why not? Like, I understand that some people are uptight about this drug still, but why not delivery? Because you think in your mind that the guy who's delivering it is walking around or is driving around with a blunt in his mouth, like he's constantly sampling the product and no. As a matter of fact, he's probably the least likely guy to be high on the road. The guy delivering the weed. In this case, if it was under a legal system. Now, under our current not illegal system, yeah, the guy who's bringing your weed is probably high as fuck.
Well, people probably think people smoke with them. Are they allowed to smoke with customers? Hey, here's your tip.
No, because, I mean, they're paying you to drive, right? I'm sure you have to sign something. You have to agree that you're not going to smoke or ingest anything. Mm-hmm. Because the company's liable for that type of shit. Oh, that last hit was kind of harsh. I think it just dropped an octave on my voice.
Last one, you felt that one take over?
Turn the lights down low.
What's the trouble?
So, anyway, in California, other than the regulations for delivery, a lot of it was for testing and packaging laws. Unfortunately, nothing that reduces the amount of taxes currently. So, good luck with that, because what Oregon is finding, if you remember, they were, not the first, but one of the first out of the gate. Yeah. With the legal cannibal.
I believe they were cannibal. I believe they were number 3.
Legal cannabis program. And what they're finding now is that because of the high tax, I don't know if everyone's attributing to the high tax, but I think it's pretty clear that because of the high tax and being able to get it cheaper on the black market, many people are still turning to that. And they're, of course, finding that they basically have to tighten their regulations over the process, because they're finding that a lot of the legal growers are overproducing, and that extra product is going right onto the black market. And not all of it's happening in Oregon. Money. It's going out to neighboring states.
You don't say. Perhaps Idaho. I guarantee you some Oregon, Washington weeds filtering into Montana. Wyoming.
So a recent review showed that out of more than 20,000 grow sites across Oregon, only 58 inspections were carried out last year, 2017.
Ha!
58. So even if you were one guy, couldn't you do more than 58? Like, hit 58 just in one state, right? I mean, a lot of regional managers do this across state lines. Like, all you have to do is make sure.
I did like 90-something inspections last year. myself.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this guy is doing a half-ass job of that, or this department is doing
This year I've already done, like, probably 58.
The whole department's doing the work of one half-assed employee.
Yes. Hey! Yeah, it's true. If I did 58 in a year, I would be half-ass.
So, what's going on here? According to the Chicago Sun-Times, what business is it of yours, Chicago? Hey, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
That shit is, like, really hitting me in the back of the throat. It's not right away, either.
Should I find my pack? Should we fire that up and vape it?
I do whatever, man. I don't give a fuck. Bongs, blunts, burritos.
No, that's too much work. That was my review of the PAX 3 is it's too much work.
Yeah.
I just want to smoke it. Like, put it in paper, put it in a bowl. Like,
yeah.
You got to chop it up. You use your little stick. You got to let the thing warm up. Oh my God, I just want to smoke it.
You might as well be scraping a bowl at that point.
Like this new breed of stoner, like zigzags. That's all you need. The end.
I woke up.
I mean, I am a fan of the vaping the oils, but
yeah,
that's a different ball game.
But yeah, getting a cartridge and just snapping something on, right?
Done.
Or even
low maintenance.
Or even if you could fill it like you can your e-juice.
They have cannabis e-juice. A company called Jenny makes cannabis e-juice. I've seen it once, and then I've never seen it again.
I don't know why that's such a hard thing. Like, because all these concentrates are so goopy that you kind of have to get them in their own cartridge. It's not really easy to. You're going to lose a lot in the transfer process, first of all. So yeah, it's not very practical. You may as well be scraping a fucking bowl, which I actually did this morning. Something I haven't done in a long time. I mean, I've jammed stuff in there to clear it out so I can continue to smoke. But Rich and I, from Unregimented, we were up late last night BSing over, mostly 90s songs that everyone's forgotten about, like we were talking about earlier before the show. And I went through the rest of my shit. I thought I had enough to easily get me through the rest of the day. It's no big deal. But I woke up early. And my kids were over, but they were up all night doing like Minecraft, Fortnite, whatever the fuck.
Fortcraft, night.
Actually, there's a lot of World of Warcraft and Battle Knights too. Yeah, it's still on that WoW shit.
Wow, huh? Well, good news. Your son won't be knocking anybody up.
Right? Not unless it's some teacher.
Yeah,
that's probably
it's true. It's a whole new world.
Again,
it's a whole new world for that we never knew.
So, anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, so I woke up. I didn't have anything to smoke, and it was like hours before my kids are getting up. So, I'm going to get high a little bit and read some comic books, but I don't have any more weed. I smoked it all last night. So, find a coat hanger and start jamming it into the fucking bowl, scraping the shit out of it. And I don't know what the big difference is in the types of resins that you get from bowls. Have you experienced this? Like, sometimes it's really liquidy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really goopy. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes it's like almost like a really thick fudge that you just kind of have to scrape out. This was like everything came out crumbly. Just all little tiny crumbles.
Been there too. Maybe it depends on the kind of bud you've been smoking in it.
I wonder if it's more... Yeah, I wonder if it's more the bud or if it's the device. Like, maybe there's something about the types of bud. I mean, we tend to very traditionally smoke out a lot of glass pieces. Your good old-fashioned, under $20, find it at a gas station or a head shop, swirly patterned glass piece that, in most cases, I think now I would rather just throw away than try and thoroughly clean out.
Yeah.
More of a disposable in that way. But, a good piece will last you months and months.
You think it's the stoner of the level of, like, Tommy Chong? I think he just uses a bowl once and throws it away. Like
right?
Snoop Dogg, 2 Chainz. You just use them once and throw them away.
He was like, oh, shit. Who was I hearing about? Somebody famous that, like, never wore the same clothes twice.
Or some celebrity.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Well, what?
Sammy Davis Jr., like, after he hit big.
Knew he was black.
He never wore the same suit twice.
I knew deep down he did something very... I can't say it. Just seemed too straight-laced to the public. Seemed like they made him America's Negro.
I don't know. That's a whole other topic, but like it's kind of an interesting story. I'm trying to think of the podcast that I listened to that went over this like thoroughly in depth.
I remember watching somebody's episode of Cribs. They never wore the same pair of white socks twice.
Right.
They used them once and then threw them out.
Well, I knew a guy who does. I mean, Sam, who I used to work with at Guitar Center.
What's that guy's sock budget like? Ridiculous? Or is he like heir to a sock fortune?
I'm thinking he gets them for like $5 a 12-pack at the gas station, but I don't know. Just socks are fucking cheap.
Did you know? Have you been to a party store in the hood lately? I think I might have brought this up a few.
Yes, I have.
A few years ago.
Why are they selling white T-shirts still?
Yeah. See, you can get in the package white T-shirt
at
party stores.
Are you serious?
Sorry, live sheltered existence.
You don't get downtown much, do you?
You get white, black.
That's like easily over a decade. That's like a tradition now. Yeah, you go in and you're like,
I live a good life.
Let me get an XL whitey.
That's not gay code.
No.
Can you get a wife beater?
So, I don't know. What was I talking about? Scraping bowls?
Yeah.
Oh, I did scrape the bowl. And the thing about scraping, especially with a crumbly bowl like that, it's really difficult to just scrape say, I just want enough to actually smoke, which is probably, don't do that at home, kids, because just go out and buy some weed. But it's really not good for you, I'm sure. It's like probably really bad for your lungs. But if you must, tread lightly. And sometimes you can even what I call ghost ride the whip, where you just you toke from the choke, toke from the choke. What do you call it? The little hole in the side of the bowl.
Oh, you're saying you use the rush to heat up.
You use the rush. Yeah, you hit it from the rush, and there'll be a nice buildup.
Yeah,
and it's small hole, so it concentrates the flame as well.
Oh, you hit it from you. Wait, what? Do you like the rush hole? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I like
the rush hole. Let me see your bowl. I'll demonstrate. You don't know this thing? Let me see your lighter. Oh, you actually have some here, but it doesn't matter. Like so. Put my finger over where the pot goes, right? And just.
Oh.
This lighter sucks. My friend Bill told me that one.
Never done that.
Oh, man, that's harsh. Yeah, you haven't cleaned that bowl in probably a while. That's kind of spicy. I don't know why. So, anyway, when it's crumbling like this, it's taking forever. Just keep digressing. You have the coat hanger in the bowl, right? And you can't just scrape a little bit out and smoke it, because then you've loosened up all this shit inside. So then, if you throw it back in the hole, you're going to be inhaling a lot of the shit that's flying around inside the bowl now. So you kind of are now committed to clean it out pretty decently.
Have you ever boiled a bowl?
I have. But that would take too long. By that time, my kids would be up and it'd be like, all right.
Sorry, kids.
No, so...
hey, do your friends have anyone up that can give me some weed right now? Are they that age yet?
No.
Yeah. Getting close. Hey, any of your friends sell weed?
Hope not. I don't know. I overhear my kids swear when they play video games, and I'm just like, I don't want to know anything else.
I got it.
Maybe I'm a bad dad, but I'm just like, hey, that's their business. So I have to have a receptacle for all this shit that's coming out of this bowl now, right? Mm-hmm. This is becoming a project, right? All I did was want to get a little bit high, read a few comic books, then take a shower, sober up, and make breakfast for my kids and wake their asses up. Because that's how it rolls in my place. You get up when breakfast is ready. And I grab a Tupperware container, I'm dumping all this crumbly shit into there, and it's all over my fingers and shit. And this is a lot of fucking work just for, this is getting to be ridiculous. I do finally get the bowl cleaned out enough so that I can now hit it without inhaling a bunch of particles, and I have more than I could ever smoke in in one day, probably in resin, in this Tupperware container. So I set it down. Sorry, I go to
cat shits in it.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, you jumped it there, but you got it. I clean off my fingers. I go to take a little bit of this crap that I've dug out of the bowl and drop it back in and smoke it very gently. Don't hit it hard. It'll burn you. And plus, you don't want to inhale shit. Especially not, like, on fire resin. That's worse than inhaling bud. That goes out pretty quick. This shit hits like a meteor and just burns. And before I can actually, do that, put the resin back into the bowl like an idiot, the cat, the fat one, Noodle, who's now huge, is an absolute unit. She doesn't even jump. She's like on the bed and she just leans out on the table, but it's a 3-legged table and she leans all the way on the outside and just tips everything over that's on the nightstand.
No!
All that shit that I just spent 20 minutes digging out of the bowl just goes into the carpet. And like, well, there you go.
This is a sign.
Right.
Signs to start making breakfast.
So I went back to sleep. I set my alarm for an hour, or hour and a half or so, I think. And then I got up and made breakfast.
So much for comic books.
Actually, no.
Back to bed.
Then I got up, killed about 4 or 5 earwigs. Oh my god.
Oh,
okay. So
that saga continues.
Earwigs are not so bad once you get to know them, but still not welcome.
On.
Well, they're harmless, right?
You sound like you're admitting defeat at this point.
Yeah, I kind of am.
Yeah, not so bad.
The thing about an earwig is when you look at it, did I cover this last time? When you look at it, it looks like it has lots of legs, but it only has 6.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. When you look at it from the underside, it actually doesn't look nearly as creepy. It's almost like it's got this like fake outside that makes it look really tough, but like that looks like a badass beetle walking backwards. And in fact, it's more of an ant-like thing with this weird, actually wings and like antlers growing out of its ass that I don't think it does anything with. But still, I don't want them around. But I made bacon this morning. The smoke alarm went off because I charred the ends a little bit. I went to swat. I'm swatting at the what did I just call it?
Smoke alarm.
I was swatting at the smoke alarm. Hold on, let me fix this.
Just broke down mid-sentence.
I just forgot the word that I used previously in the same sentence. So I'm swatting at the smoke alarm, and 2 little earwigs pop out of it.
What? Oh, man.
It gets worse.
What?
I almost went to hit my inhaler, and 4 of them were inside of it.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, it's war.
I could not live like that.
I cleaned everything today. I vacuumed. I like moved all the furniture. Like, I'm pretty sure that they're gone from the house.
You can't call like an exterminator?
I have cats. What the fuck am I going to do with my cat? I'm going to board all these cats for like 2-3 days.
I will gladly donate some hotel points to you and Rich for like a night.
What are we going to do?
So you guys can get your house bombed.
First, are you willing to pay for the damage to the carpet?
4 cats.
Well, no, Crutch can stay outside. She's good. Crutch doesn't come inside anymore now that it's summertime. I just put water and food for her outside.
Maybe you guys can
She's
board
fine.
them. You can cat boarding for overnight.
I'm sure it'll probably have to be more than overnight. Like, I don't know. It's halfway over, all right? Like,
oh, it goes away in the winter?
Winter will solve this problem.
Oh my God. I couldn't do that.
Okay.
Sounds like a horror movie. The plot for a horror movie.
This is a real stream of consciousness episode. We're talking actually originally about Oregon, right? Did we finish that? Oh, yeah. So Oregon law enforcement says authorities say they often have trouble identifying which marijuana growers are legal. Seen from a helicopter just before harvest season, marijuana grows are like a green patchwork across one southwestern county. One drug enforcement officer recalled, so he sees a lot of them, right?
What county?
But he doesn't know, just, I guess, overhead. They don't have a... Don't you, like, have a map? Don't you map this thing? Or, like, you would know, like... Anyway. But I guess if the state's only putting enough work to warrant 53, 58 visits, how many was it?
58.
58 visits in a year.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of percentage is that over 20,000 sites?
They have 20,000 dispensaries in
20,000, not dispensaries. Grow operations.
Holy
Grow
shit.
operations.
Well, let's figure this out.
So Chicago Sun-Times says that it's because they have too few inspectors, while the tracking of growers and pot they produce is inadequate and inaccurate. Potentially, this is a quote from the report.
0.029%.
Wow. That's like a margin of error in
double
most
F
reports.
minus.
Right? It's...
Hey, kids, if you need a job, go be a pot inspector in Oregon.
It's essentially nothing, right?
Yeah.
It may as well be nothing. It is ineffective. You've wasted whatever money you paid, however many employees.
Yeah.
I mean, what's too few? More than one? So the report says potentially erroneous reporting coupled with low reporting compliance makes it difficult to accurately track. Yeah. So what you're saying is we don't know what's going on. We don't know who's growing pot. I mean, like... to have low compliance. Low compliance. Not like we wish we were 100%. Like, to me, low compliance says what?
Just don't kill anybody.
If you were in your job, somebody said, your department has low compliance on this new initiative. What percentage?
Somebody's getting fired.
Well, yes, but what percentage of said group
define low?
Well, that I'm asking you to define low. Like, if all you were told is there was low compliance, would you consider that below 50%?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I would consider low compliance.
Low compliance.
Like, if I was managing a store and if the regional manager came to me and said, hey, we had this initiative that everyone's going to do this computer program training by the end of the month and you have low compliance on it, I would assume that's like, what, 20, 25%? Like, low
Not
compliance.
even trying.
Low compliance. Out of 20,000 stores, like, I can only guess, but let's say more than 25, less than 50% of those 20,000 grow sites, I said stores, I meant grow ops, are actually reporting information. They're self-reporting because there's not enough inspectors, but only a minority of them are actually self-reporting even. Again, essentially nothing. Like, this doesn't sound like any kind of oversight.
Low oversight. The moral story is go open up a grow op in Oregon.
What is so hard?
You'll make a ton of money.
Why is everybody looking at this thing like it dropped from outer space and nobody knows what to do with it? And we have to handle it with radioactive gloves or something. It's just, you know how to do this. You know how to do all of this shit. Why is it so different?
Call Nevada. Get Nevada on the phone.
Nevada knows how to prioritize this stuff. So they have no idea. They are, I mean, being the report what it is, it can only assume that there's overproduction and bleed into the black market. There can be there's actual no proof here because how could they? There's apparently only a half a person in this department with no actual power to like shut a place down that chooses to not self-report their production. It sounds like a shit show, doesn't it?
Yes. But yeah, if you're a grower in Oregon, you're stacking that cash.
Still not as outrageous to me as the Khloe Kardashian story, though.
What?
Do you know this one?
Khloe Kardashian do? Is
that the right Kardashian that I'm thinking of? There was a story that was, I forget who it was, but the headline of the story was about Khloe Kardashian being a self-made near billionaire.
No, that's Kylie Jenner.
What did I say?
Khloe Kardashian. You said the Sasquatch one. No,
Kylie Jenner.
No, we were talking about that with Mandy earlier. Like, that's kind of a lie. Like if...
Oh, yeah.
Like I said...
Let's start there. Let's start with the headline.
Oh, my God. I know I'm going to say this again.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm going to have to rinse my mouth out with bleach after I say that.
Self-made.
But if anybody deserves credit in that family for being self-made, God damn it, it's Kim.
Yep.
Like, if you really just look at it,
Yep.
I feel like I have to gargle with bleach. I know what I just said.
Tell you.
But
they don't have their
Kim-
own show without Kim.
Kim is the one who's built the empire.
She took one for the team.
Yeah.
Literally.
And
Took a few for the team, actually.
like, I've seen it, like, did she take it in the butt in the Ray J video?
I don't
Or
know.
was it just in the vagina?
I'm not that big of a fan. I mean, I've seen it because it's
I know she put it in her
almost
mouth.
impossible not to. Yes.
You know, I know we got each end covered. but
I'm more of a Paris
Did we
Hilton
get the
guy.
bonus third? Did Ray J get in the bonus third? Did he go to the bonus round?
I thought Bill Mars had Bill Mars.
No, Mars.
Bruno Mars. Bill Maher did the special on HBO. It was all right. I mean, if you've watched his show over the last few seasons, you've heard most of it. Mm-hmm. But it was, it was a good stand-up show. I think I enjoyed it more when he got off the subject of Trump, which is only about 20% of the show where he talks about masturbation. But, yeah, he's... I think he says, why is everyone into anal? Like, I'm like, yes, Bill's one of us.
Yes.
Like me, I am not a fan
Yeah.
of neither participating in, watching, smelling, anything really. Like,
Yeah.
and
It's just not on the menu.
no judgment, but that shit's gross.
Yeah. I'm good, man.
As Bill says, that's where the poop comes from.
Yeah. But yeah, so the
No,
internet got mad at Kylie Jenner.
No, we don't. That's who it was. Okay, so Kylie Jenner, there's a headline saying self-made, which it's a rather dubious claim.
Piggybacked off your sister's name?
I mean, first of all, grew up rich, right?
Yeah. Born on... Not even born on third base.
Self-made, right?
Born on home plate.
Are you telling me she didn't say to somebody, I want my own business? And they're like, Jesus, I think we've got like $1.5 million in this house. Like, just take it and shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as self-made as Trump, though, I think that's reasonable. If you think Trump's self-made, then I can understand why you think that Kylie Jenner is self-made.
You are fake news.
But not yet a billionaire, right?
Getting close.
Right. Getting close. You'd figure
That's
so.
insane to me.
Somebody's got to do something about that, like a GoFundMe campaign.
Well, to stop her
Give
to be
money. No. To give money to Khloe Kardashian so that she can be the youngest female billionaire in the history of the world.
Wait, she started a GoFundMe so she could be the youngest
I don't
billionaire?
think she did.
Oh.
Her fans want to give her money, right? We couldn't get Hillary in the White House, but goddamn, we're going to make Kylie Jenner
What are you fucking
a billionaire.
What's going on?
All
What's happening? Stop it. Stop doing this, everybody. Knock it off. Stop encouraging it. Please?
yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why.
I'm saying please.
I probably shouldn't have even brought it up because I'm just speechless.
Yeah.
Like that is just a new level of stupid.
Somebody tells you that when you're
That's the
high.
history that-
You got no answer for that. You're like, what?
And that's apparently like progress that like we can get behind. We can get that shit done. Like, yeah. I mean, that's great. Like, I'm not saying don't celebrate that. You know? She's the youngest and the most female.
It's youngest and the most female,
the
huh?
most female person.
Wow.
To
almost
ever
there.
be a billionaire, or she probably is. As this show is out, I'm sure she's a billionaire by now.
From
That's
what?
great. Celebrate that.
From what?
From business of being. I don't know.
Does she have a makeup line or
I
clothes
forget,
or something?
Probably
or-
sponsorships.
gonna
Instagram pays people.
I'm going to Google
I
how
don't
does
know.
Kylie Jenner make money?
I mean, how does she not have
Okay,
money?
how does Kylie? And it is the first thing that comes up. Here you go. From Forbes, a 20-year-old Kylie Jenner built She built a $900 million fortune in less than 3 years. You guys imagine this? Built all in lip kits. So
Lip
fucking makeup.
kits? But that's a term, a lip kit. Lip kit.
What her half-sister
Not even
Kim
even
Kardashian West did for booty, Jennifer has done for full lips. Like Kardashian West, she has leveraged her assets to gain both fame and money.
Yeah, but those shits are fake. So are eyelashes. I mean, I'm not saying she's ugly, but like she looks like she's been punched in the face too, or in the lips. They look like tacked on.
Yeah, Jenner runs one of the hottest makeup companies ever. Kylie Cosmetics launched 2 years ago with a $29 lip kit consisting of a matching set of lipstick and lip liner, and has sold more than $630 million worth of makeup since. Jesus Christ.
Self-made. So, young Kylie Jenner, age 13, yet to be on, I don't know when the television show started, but let's say yet to be on television. But, you know, is part of a rich and somewhat famous family, right? They were known.
Well, yeah, the only reason your makeup was able to be in stores is because of who you are, bitch.
Wait, first of all, OJ kills a white woman. Right? That's where the story starts. Yeah. That's where Kylie Jenner's story starts.
Fucking OJ. That's all where this goes
We
back
don't
to.
know who the Kardashians are.
If OJ
doesn't kill a white woman, it doesn't kill Nicole, yes.
Oh, fuck you, OJ.
Okay.
So this is all OJ's fault.
There's where his story starts. But we're to imagine, I mean, to say that she's self-made is like, she's, you know, as a young girl is in her garage, like mixing different pigments together and like working on all these different things to like she's like, that's her passion, is to have a makeup line, and she creates it from scratch. And I'm like, yeah, come on. No. She doesn't have a makeup line unless she has a reality show, right?
Yes. I mean, it all comes back to
She doesn't have a
Kim.
reality show unless she has famous relatives who also, one of which...
Fucked Ray J.
One fucked Ray J, and the other represented a murderer.
Yes. So, she has apparently
Right.
sold 21 million of those lip kits.
And
Almost 22 million of those
And
lip
again,
kits.
I'm not saying that this is
damn.
undeserved, right? I think that she should be lauded for what she was able to do in those 3 years. This article is absolutely right. The Forbes article is right. Referring to her as self-made,
Yeah. Kim made.
is impossible to look at it in that respect. She didn't come from nothing, you know?
Do you think OJ showing up like, hey, cut me a piece of this?
Right. If OJ heard this, he would argue this to other people.
Yeah.
He would use my logic to be like, that's 20% of that is mine.
Yeah.
And I'm being generous. All right.
Oh, is this how you get OJ to admit he did it?
Right.
He
comes out with,
he needs a piece of this?
if I did it, part 2.
If I did it, I get 20% of Kylie Jenner's money.
If I did it, part 2, I'd be a millionaire again.
Yeah. We stole those around Goldman? Oh, man. See this? Prankster plants marijuana in Wyoming town's flower pots.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. You know, I only saw the headline. Did you? I was curious about, usually to grow marijuana, or maybe I guess to grow leaf is rather easy. To grow good bud is the hard part, right? So it's doubtful that these plants were producing, but they were probably clearly identifiable as cannabis.
Yes.
I mean, I've had that. We used to smoke. Me and a friend of mine used to smoke she lived with her sister in an apartment. And when her sister was gone, we would smoke, but outside on the patio.
So people throwing their beaners in this shit, man.
What's the thing? Like, she had this little wooden patio area. It was up on the second floor, and everything was stacked, so there was another little wooden patio beneath us. And her downstairs neighbor started having little cannabis sprouts coming out of her planters because we were out there rolling shit up, and back in the day, you used to get shit with seeds in it.
Yeah. Remember seeds?
That was it. Like, it was either that or you're paying like $50, $60 or something in like $1993.
Yeah.
You know, and that was like, yeah, that's pretty steep. You know, maybe you'd spring for it every once in a while, but usually you had to hook up on something that was rather locally grown and, you know, not not trimmed quite so well, but it got the job done. And yeah, the seeds would fall out into the planter. But how do they know that somebody did this on purpose? Did somebody admit to it?
Let's see what I want to make sure. What's this
or did
from?
they just find evidence of cannabis plants growing there?
From the Billings Gazette.
Well, a trustworthy news organization, I'm sure.
A prankster in northern Wyoming thought it was high time for a laugh. During the past 2 weeks, City Parks Department employees in Powell have found 3 marijuana plants growing among the marigolds and zinnias in city planters decorating the small downtown. Employees weeding and watering the downtown flowers first noticed the green spike leaf plant on June 29th. Called police, who have since responded to 2 more marijuana finds. Please log the evidence and to be destroyed. Yeah, man, I'm going to take it home and destroy it.
So nobody's confessed to the crime, I'm putting in air quotes.
Yeah.
So who's this? Why? How do you know Mary? First of all, I guess...
It says he has no clue. Superintendent of Parks. No idea.
I mean, first of all, that's your prime suspect, right?
He said, your guess would be as good as mine, he said, chuckling.
No.
So there he is right there.
Because my job isn't to stand in those fucking planters.
Did he sound like Butthead? Here's as good as mine, huh?
But no, I mean, I don't know where these planters are, but it's totally conceivable that, first of all, somebody may...
Barton said it's not the first time a marijuana plant has popped up in the city flower pots or landscape beds.
If it's a downtown area, then I've rolled joints on the street before and smoked them on the street sometimes, in Royal Oak even. Even like, places where the cops actually come by and give a fuck. If you act nonchalant enough, and this is back when smoking cigarettes wasn't looked down upon so much, and you didn't pinch it between your thumb and forefinger and stick your pinky out and chief it like this, then you could usually get away with it, right? Just hold it like a cigarette, hit it, drop it down. Somebody else grabs it. You don't pass it like, here, take this. Hand it out to them.
The police chief said there are no suspects. There are no surveillance cameras in the downtown area.
Then you don't know that this is A, one person, B, somebody with some sort of agenda, or C, anything at all, really.
Good for this.
You found some marijuana growing on public property, and you're like...
Well, he said apparently this year it's been more noticeable.
Those darn kids.
He said we have evidence in the past where for some known reason people decide to put the pot plants downtown. We have these 100-gallon flower pots. It's been more noticeable this year because the desirable plants grew quickly enough that they covered up the pot plants early on in the season, allowing the seedlings to go undetected while they grew. So these are some smart pranksters.
Or cannabis, maybe those strains just grew better in indirect sunlight. Maybe there are other seeds that didn't sprout as well that weren't under the shade of other larger plants. A lot of plants are like that, like ferns.
And he said for a while he toyed with the idea of announcing the police department could collect the DNA evidence from the plant leaves to see if it would scare off any future mischief making. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Gross.
CSI.
You know what? Okay. You said DNA, and that triggered me for 2 things, actually. Here's 2 things that I'm not a fan of. One specific and one a trend. I'll start with the trend. The trend is, especially in commercials, songs sung by amateurs. People who can't really carry a tune, right? Think, What's Their Nuts from the Juno soundtrack. Kind of charming and works in the sense of that movie, but not, some people listen to bands like that are just groups of we can't really sing, but gosh darn it, we have heart and we know 5 chords, enough for a bridge. And this is supposed to be used for charming effect to advertise to what I can only assume are teenagers.
Or commercials.
Commercial in particular, though, is the Coke commercial, where they're talking about, I guess they have the named bottles, right? And it's Tina has something and she shares it with her friend. Rick drinks out of the same bottle and gets herpes from Tina. And then it announces 2 twins that are sharing a Coke.
Is this?
Sherika. No, this is what two people on a. That cook says friend. They just had names on them. No, it's very much a montage of like teens hanging out. Like they'll introduce one teen and she gives a Coke to her friend, who then later on in another scene gives a Coke to a friend. No, not this one with the two flirting. This is one of them. I wonder if this is the one.
Shares a small friend who's very pleased to meet you.
Yeah, this is the one.
Sister Claire, she's floating on a swan, but wait, she's not there. Shares her DNA and makeup with her twin.
Gross.
What?
I can know what they're saying. They're twins. They show twins and they're sharing a Coke.
No, but
she's like, shares her DNA and her Coke.
Yeah.
Like, no, come on. Coke? What are you talking about? Do you not understand the incestuous connotations in your advertisement?
Or it's just making sounding sharing a Coke gross.
That's DNA is like the preferred term for like stuff that, you know, you don't want to name in particular, like cum, spit. Oh my God. Speaking of.
What? Okay. This could be anything.
Have you seen Sacha Baron Cohen's new show on Showtime, rather?
Not yet. I want to. Isn't it called Who is America?
Or This is America? Is it Who is America? I don't know. The intro is really annoying. I didn't much pay attention to it. But the show itself was great. I mean, you're a fan of the original Ali G show, right?
Yes.
The HBO show that he had before he ever did Borat or Bruno or anything else, really.
Yes.
And really set the format for all of his best comedy. I mean, really everything he's done has been a play on that same format of going in disguise amongst real people. And, you know, the one... Okay, so I love Sacha Baron Cohen, but the idea that people are sad that he's not going to play Freddie Mercury, and I'm like, the only time you've seen this guy do scripted work was the Ali G movie.
I hope you'll be in next
and
for an interview with
I'm not hating on it. It's got its moments, but come on, that's not where he shines as an actor.
Yeah.
So
he's an improv guy.
This is a return to that format, and you know. When he did his HBO show, the Ali G show, the Ali G show, he would just have to dress up differently, right? Because nobody knew who the fuck he was.
Yeah.
He was this nobody from England that was doing all these weird accents, and people are just like, I don't know, he's got his own cable access show. I'm helping him out, right? I'll be nice to him, you know? Now that he's more of a known person, it's a lot of heavy makeup, like heavy makeup. He plays, well, he is a Jew, but he's not. I don't actually know. Is he from England or is he from Israel?
I'm not sure.
If he's not from Israel, I believe his parents were. Like, he's not that far removed, and he plays this Israeli guy who has this big square jaw and this very serious eyebrows with like a scar going through one of them. And he walks very stiffly, and he's like overbuilt, like really muscular, manly, you know, Israeli, like, you know, military type of guy. And he looks like he's out of like a Grand Theft Auto character.
Really?
Right? Because his head's so blocky, and it's like almost bizarre. But a lot of the makeup that they do is pretty goddamn good. You know, it seems ridiculous because when you watch it from the perspective of, I'm watching Sacha Baron Cohen in makeup, and you look for, you know, his features underneath all this makeup. But for somebody who has no idea what they're getting into, I don't know how they agree to these types of interviews, but unless they're getting like amazing actors that nobody's ever seen before, these are legit, real people who think that they're talking to an actual person and not a character. The same way that the Ali G show was. But he's got the Israeli guy on this episode. My favorite was the ultra liberal, who he's got an NPR T-shirt and a beer belly and balding with a ponytail, and he's doing this show, like talking about how he wants to reach out to people there's this rift in America, and he's looking to, as a liberal, reach out to conservatives and show that they have redeemable qualities or something like, really, really insulting, He's kind of he's playing this ultra pompous liberal. And he sits down with dinner, and really his guests, this very conservative, ultra rich couple that he sits down with, who seem like very nice people, they're actually playing the straight man against him in this case. Like, a lot of Ali G stuff has been playing the person for a fool, right? You're pulling one over on him with this character. And he is doing that, but his ultra-liberal character is talking about how he's letting his teenage daughter free bleed on the American flag, and it's starting to remind them of China, and so they've been selling those and making money to fund their Hillary campaign or whatever the fuck, and that he's worried about his wife having sex with the dolphin, and how he wants to be tolerant of it, but he's having a hard time dealing with it. And it's all making fun of liberals. And true, he's making fun of conservatives' view of liberals as well, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think that Sacha Baron Cohen is really, believing that this is a real liberal character out there. I mean, other characters, when he plays like the ultra tough Israeli dude, that is a real character that he's playing, And he uses that character to introduce an interesting gun debate that unfolds in this episode about whether kids, not teachers in schools, but kids, all the way down to 4 years old, he gets all these conservatives to agree to look into a program to arm kids in schools. I swear to God, and it sounds ridiculous, and I watched most of it with my mouth completely open, just jaw dropped, going, I'm really trying to see through this and be like, some of these guys had to know that this was like a joke and they're playing along or something. But if you've read the news about Sacha Baron Cohen recently, everybody's talking about how this is an outrage. We were fooled by this man.
Sarah Palin was pissed.
We were tricked into saying...
Okay, I'm like, isn't it outrage because he portrayed a disabled veteran? Wasn't that his?
Yeah. He's a disabled. Well, he's not disabled. He's conserving his energy, right? Mm-hmm. And he's not really sick. It was Obamacare that made him sick. He says, as this character, he says that before Obamacare, he never saw the doctor, and then Obamacare said that he had to go see the doctor, and he did, and he came back with 3 diseases. He's like, now I've got 2 types of diabetes, and I've got obese legs. And he's sitting down with fucking Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders is like, well, may I get personal? Like, you're disabled? He's like, no, I'm not. He's like, this is to conserve my energy. I'm going to live a long time. So...
I see to LA to meet ex-gang member Alejandro Alonso to talk about...
But he also... He talks to an art dealer as an ex-convict with this Cockney accent who makes paintings in his own shit and cum and like literally pretends to go to the bathroom to make a picture of her. And she is like, this man is a genius. He's really making us rethink what art means and what it can be, and just eating it up. He has like this brush made from different people's pubic hairs. He's like, Banksy, send me this little tuft hair that I've tied around And she actually snips off her pubic hair to give to him to add to it. And so she just fucking turns around, hikes her skirt up, and is like, well, here you go. Snips off a little tuft of pubic hair, and she's like, I'm honored to contribute to your
back
art.
to doing what he does best.
Yes. I mean, the gun shit is outrageous, and I'm going to have to watch it again and actually look into how he got these guys to agree to it, because it seems insane, but the rest of it, the legitimately funny parts are legitimately funny. I don't know what that means. There are legitimately funny parts, I should say. Not all of it is outrageous.
That's just this guy.
Yeah, he convinces some big donor or somebody. I think he's like part of some PAC or I don't know what. He gets him to support his legislation to arm kids in schools, and he's like, "I'm going to make a video for him." And okay, so they do this in front of a green screen, obviously. So he doesn't know what the background is, but the background is like Blue's Clues. Yeah, that's him. Doesn't he look like a fucking GTA character?
Yeah.
This is crazy. This should be arming the children. Yalla, let's go.
To get deadly weapons into the hands
I don't know.
of school children, the help of
The way he walks. You should pull up the NPR guy, though. Some of that footage is great.
The semi-auto rifle, the type
Do they have the... Because I heard the whole episode, the first episode was available online for free, right? Showtime was actually...
much more cool than others. Are you proud of what you said?
Oh, is there any other news? Well, I guess in New York, there was news in New York. The Andrew Cuomo released...
the Hounds?
No, I'm sorry. A report commissioned by Andrew Cuomo, and this was a report done by the New York Department of Health, asking them for their opinion on cannabis legalization, and they came out in favor of it.
No shit.
One of the excerpts here in ganjapreneur.com says the positive effects of a regulated marijuana market in New York State outweigh the potential negative impacts.
There's like 8 guys in fish t-shirts in this department.
Yeah. It also, they don't fail to mention that they would expect $340 million in the first year of taxes on legal cannabis.
Yeah.
In New York, yeah, I'd say it's conservative.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking people in New York, right?
Yeah, we just got to choke out the middle of the country.
And that's a major player in the East Coast where other states around it are popping up. Like,
yeah, it's pretty much surrounded at this point,
right?
Besides Connecticut.
So again, like we've talked about, what's happening, what's going to happen on the West Coast. Same thing's going to happen with New York.
Mm-hmm.
Just the hassle of having to now deal with that at your state border. Worrying about all this cannabis going in or out, right? Just fucking regulate it like the rest of your neighbors are and get it over with. They also point out that it might reduce opioid deaths. Certainly a lot of stories that we've heard about that.
There's no might about it.
Right? They're seeing less opioid deaths in states that have legalized it already. So, yeah. It allows regulation, which reduces consumer risk and allows quality control. Definitely something we can attest to. There's definitely been a control of the quality just in Michigan with their medical program.
Yeah. Like, again,
it's hard to get bad weed, yes.
Yeah. We haven't seen seeds for like a good 5 years.
Evidence indicates legal cannabis has little to no impact on consumption by minors. I would agree with this as well. Although I have read yet another story today that was talking about, forgive me, I don't think I saved it, but I believe it was talking about Colorado, or maybe it was looking at all the states to date maybe it was looking at more states than Colorado, but it was looking at minors' consumption of cannabis and said that it was going up. But this was going up in use amongst kids who got into trouble with the law, basically. So it wasn't like they asked kids of all different kinds if they have used cannabis in the last 30 days or the last year or anything like that, these types of questions that were asked. These are all kids who were like in some sort of juvie or, probation period or something like that. Like, these were already bad kids that they were asking about their cannabis use. Amongst those kids who were the bad seeds.
It's just like, yeah, I'm high right now.
They were like, yeah, so then that number of kids reporting that they have used cannabis and recently has definitely gone up. So what? Like, do you think that abolishing cannabis in all these states that have legalized it would solve that? That would stop the burnouts, quote unquote. I mean, I don't want to make any judgments on it. Some kids just get sucked up into the system for
teenagers
dumb reasons.
Already are aware of pot. They don't need advertising to make them more aware. They already know about it.
If you've come across the cops' radar, pot is probably not the worst thing that you've done, right? In most cases. Cases.
I think what a lot of these people worry about with the whole rise in teenage use. Again, we knew about pot.
Right.
There were no dispensaries.
How about this? Everyone's talking
no medical
about
marijuana. We knew about it.
Everyone's talking about it like it's this thing that's just inevitable, right? It's kind of understood that we don't know how far away it is, but there's eventually a tipping point where the federal government has to give in.
Yeah.
And it has to do something about this being a Schedule I drug. So everybody's talking about this. It's happening all over the country.
We got to get rid of Jefferson Beauregard.
So the kids are way more likely to say, well, yeah, I did smoke some pot. So what? It's illegal in some states, Whereas before, what would they have done? Smoked pot and lied about it. Even to the surveyors or the therapists or whoever the fuck. They're not going to tell anybody because you're doing something illegal. Now it's only really half legal. And my parents probably do it on the weekends too. So what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah.
And again, from the parents' perspective on this too, kids, you really shouldn't be, right? There's better things to do with your teenage years than smoke pot. You're too susceptible to getting into that type of funk, that depression,
let your brain
that
finish
lack
cooking.
of motivation.
Let your brain finish.
You have to let life wind up a certain amount of stress inside your body that needs to be released, right?
Yes.
Look, you got your butt sex and your fucking dabs. Oh, wait, that's drugs too, right?
Yes.
Damn it. No, don't do the dabs either.
It's concentrates. It's even stronger.
Yeah, no, not those dabs. Just be satisfied that your generation is having more sex than probably any prior generation. Since maybe Roman times.
You can have AIDS scaring the shit out of you.
Right. And so it goes. And so it goes. What is this stuff?
This stuff is blueberry pie. All right. So, blueberry pie. It is a hybrid.
Hi.
It has made me very high.
Bread.
What is blueberry pie? Blueberry pie from Leafly.
It's a pie.com
is the indica dominant hybrid of two famous strains, Girl Scout cookies and Blue Dream. Each strain is this potent cross. No, wait. Each strain in this potent cross has its own claim to fame.
It's got Blue Dream in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When combined, their unique attributes coalesce to form a strain greater than the sum of its parts.
I'm feeling it.
The blueberry flavor, the blueberry flavor and mental haze of Blue Dream contributes to the stilted cerebral buzz, which is then anchored through kush-heavy effects of Girl Scout cookies, amounting to a strain that shrugs off stress and mutes mild physical discomfort. Now, let's see. Makes you relaxed, happy, uplifted, euphoric, and creative. Medically, it's good for the stress, the pain, the insomnia, depression, inflammation. Negatives, makes you talk like Cajun man. Dry mouth, dry eyes, makes you dizzy. And a tiny bit anxious. A little teeny tiny sliver of anxious.
Yeah, as in like almost nothing. I can't imagine who would be anxious on this unless you're just the type to get paranoid. This is, as I said, a good nightcap. This is like, I'm done for the night. I ain't going anywhere.
Bought a taco 12-pack earlier. But I've been thinking about the rest of my taco 12-pack for like the last 10 minutes. Like, oh.
What, Taco Bell 12-pack?
Yeah.
See, I can't do the... Do you eat them cold? Or you heat those shits up? See, and you get them with lettuce?
Yeah.
Man, the lettuce does not do well in the microwave.
That's why I don't warm them up.
Kind of ruins it. Oh, you do eat them cold?
Yes. Correct.
They're not Supremes, are they?
Yeah.
Oh! No, sir. No, sir.
The meat congeals.
I do not like it.
Oh, man. Woo! We are on social media. We're on the Twitter at The Weedsman Podcast. We are on Facebook. And we're on Instagram at The Weedsman Podcast. We're on Twitter at The Weedsman 420. Whoops. My bad. And, yeah. Hey, tag yourself on Instagram. Show us how you get lifted, son. When people do that, I tend to share the posts.
Like how they get high?
Yeah, whatever. You're smoking, you're doing bong rips.
What apparatus?
Yeah. I don't know. I've noticed that, like, hot chicks smoking bongs and, like, is a thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or just hot chicks and weed is a thing.
Or maybe just hot chicks and Instagram.
Yeah.
Or the world.
Yeah.
I noticed that hot chicks like are really cool in the world. Like everyone seems to like really dig them.
No, I noticed any picture I posted involved like women and weed get many likes. So whatever. Don't blame me. Don't maybe are mostly male following as well. But email The Weedsman Podcast at ChristopherMedia.net. Shows Friday and Tuesday. And you can stay high.
Stay high.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook by searching for Christopher Media. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Curated by Kohl's latest collection is now available in select stores and at Kohls.com. For a limited time, shop unexpected new favorites like reusable drinkware from Corksicle and fun arts and crafts from UV. Warmy's heatable plush toys are perfect for little ones. Homesick handcrafted candles are a great gift to make anyone feel at home. And who doesn't love sweet treats from Candy Club? Shop Curated by Kohl's for these digital need-to-know brands and more. Tap the banner now or visit Kohls.com.
Electrical pros, the Home Depot can help you put safety first with a 4-pack of Kidde FireX hardwire smoke detectors for just $39.97. Order these interconnected smoke alarms online and you put safety first. And that's followed by $10 savings on each pack, free delivery, and peace of mind knowing you got the right brand for fire safety. See? Put safety first and everything else follows when you order a 4-pack of Kidde smoke detectors for just $39.97. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only.